Welcome to CityWise. I'm your host, Tiana Stevens. CityWise is produced by the City of Rochester to shine a spotlight on city living at its best. Well, he's an artist, a pastor, husband, father, and a community leader in Rochester. He's on a mission to inspire all people, and he uses his own life story as a powerful teaching tool, especially when it comes to the city's youth. His name is David Williams, but you might know him better as D-Will. He's part of Project MOG. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
What does Project MOG stand for?
Project MOG, well, MOG stands for Man of God. It's actually the title of my album. The whole purpose behind everything when it involves MOG is raising a nation, raising a city. It all starts at home. I believe that men need to stand up and to be not only role models in their household, but role models in their community, and furthermore, role models in the whole nation that they're in. And
you're a younger man, but you've got a lot of life experience that you draw from. You grew up in the 19th Ward, had normal start to your childhood, and then what happened? Where does your story go?
People usually get gripped by the streets. The more you're around the streets, you just gravitate to it. With me, it kind of was, the music lifestyle, the media, everything when it comes to movies and all that. You get, I don't know what it is about, the street life, but you get drawn into it. And I wanted to be part of it. And the crazy part about that, I grew up in going to a Catholic school, so you wouldn't expect to see little David that suit and tie all of a sudden want to go out into the street, start selling drugs and stuff. But it was a slow process. Nothing happens overnight, but slowly but surely just drifted off into that way of life.
And then something happened in your life that caused you to change your path, kind of do a 180.
180, yeah. I was selling some weed on the corner one night, and everything was just going real slow. My homeboy came up to me and he was like, hey, Beth is cooking some food down the street, you should come down and eat. And I just went down there, knowing what I was running into. Beth is like a Jesus freak, and I ain't have time for that back then, but she was relentless. So I ended up leaving her house. We was having conversation, and I looked at Shadow. I'm like, yo, man, if God is real, he need to reveal himself right now. And it was during a blackout, and the whole street lit up like hyper beam lights. I thought it was a UFO. So we ran into my mom's house, and make a long story short, I ended up going to the church the following Sunday, and a pastor pulled me up and told me exactly everything happened. So from that day forth, my life was kind of shaken. So
you had an adult in your life that didn't give up on you, and now here you are trying to keep boys from going down this same path. So you using your music. What other things in the community are you involved in?
Every week I host something called Hood Prayer. It's an acronym that stands for Hand of Our Deliverer. Where I'm just on the street corners with the random Joe. And it's not about, I ain't trying to Bible bash nobody, or I ain't trying to preach to nobody, because I wouldn't want that with me. It wouldn't work with me. I just want to do life. I think the main problem is we try to fix people instead of actually doing life with people, showing people what love is, showing people what hope is, and introducing them to the things that we know is truth, instead of just trying to feed it to them and bash them with it and fix them. Also, every third Sunday I host a men's group called Refurbished, where it's like unbiased to race and age or denomination. It's like, man, men need to come together and build, and iron sharpens iron.
Also, and where does that happen at?
This happens at 28 Lawn Street every third Sunday. Every year I host a city prayer walk called Up From Under the Rock. ROC. It's just like, I feel as Christians, we like to be in the four walls of the church a lot. And there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's time to come from up under that and let our light be seen. And then finally, I'm now the pastor of the Life Center, the city extension to the Father's house, and we have a food pantry that's open weekly on Wednesdays and on the weekends. We're collaborating with an addiction program called Celebrate Recovery for anybody who has any hurts, habits, or hang-ups, and that's everybody really, even me. So I'm down there. What else? Yeah, we have a connect group. I'm doing a lot.
Yes. So you use music as a way to tell your story, to transform lives. How do you think that, and you mentioned this kind of earlier, why can music be so transformational in the life of a young person?
I believe music is a movement. It's more than just melodies and notes. Music is a movement. When you listen to music, it puts you in a mood. Back in my day, I used to listen to DMX before I ride people. I listen to Dipset when I'm out there hustling. Different music puts you in moods. Like people listen to R&B when they're with their girl and they want to have romance. It puts you in these moods. So I feel like if I have a gift to express myself in music and to give advice or tell a story, and I do it through music, it might move people in a direction for a better life.
Sure. And you share a lot of your real life experiences on social media and of course in your music. How does the writing process work for you? Are you afraid to share anything, or you think maybe?
Nah. I keep everything 100.
Okay.
Like T, you know me. I keep it 1,000. I believe that we're supposed to be open books, transparent. I mean, not everything has to be shared, but if I share one of my deep dark secrets in hope that you may be heading down that same road, it can help you, either prevent you from going there or help you out of the situation. So when it comes to my writing, I let it all out. Sometimes I'm scared, like how people are gonna perceive what I'm saying, but then I'm like, man, I don't care, I ain't tripping. So.
What has the community reaction been so far?
It's surprisingly good. Like when I first started, I thought people are gonna think it's corny, but the response is really good. The response is great, especially from crowds who you would think don't even want to hear it. They receive it more than the people who are in the lifestyle that I'm in.
And you've took your music, outside of Rochester, around the state, around the country, around the world. But you choose to, keep home base in Rochester, where you came from. Why do you choose to stay?
I love Rochester, man. I love Rochester. I don't think there's a better city, and I've been to plenty of cities. I don't think there's no better city, no matter how much people talk down about it. I believe so much in this city that we can change. We could be a role model city for change for other cities. I believe that this city can be a beacon of hope for others. The city has so much history when it comes to good stuff. We got Kodak. We have Xerox. We have Bosch and Lomb. This is an innovative city, a creative city, a city that is very prosperous. And I believe that if I can get our people to change their perspective of what this city is, then we can actually be that driving force. And there's no place like Rochester, man. Bump all them other cities.
You mentioned, just having boots on the ground, being out there in the streets, meeting people, talking to people, and you're part of one of the mayor's initiatives, Clergy on Patrol. Why is that an important thing for you to do? I
believe that like I said before, that we need to let our light shine. If we are supposed to be people that are supposed to be so loving and concerning and supposed to be there for people, we need to be actually visible. We need to be out there knocking on doors, seeing how people are actually doing, meeting the needs of the community. We all want them to come into our churches, but we don't even want to go to their porch steps. Like that doesn't even make sense. We should be the authority in the neighborhood before the police. And even with the police, we have to be the ones that create that connection. Because nowadays, people don't even trust the police. But if the police are coinciding with us, and if we can have a relation with the police and let them know the culture of the community that they're even in, there could be a better understanding, and there would be not so much friction going on between police and community. Sure.
As your neighborhood has changed, you've grown up some. How has your music changed along the way?
It's got more I would say relative. I remember when I first started this side of music, I was really scriptural. Like everything was scripture. I sounded like a doggone Pharisee or something like that. But now it's like it is what it is. We're supposed to spread the gospel, but not verbatim. we're supposed to make it relative to people, so something that people could grab onto. So I just want to make my music as real to life as possible with a strong message.
And how can people find out more about the work you're doing, hear your music?
Well, I have a website up now. That's www.d-will.com. I'm on Facebook, David D-Will Williams. Instagram, the True D-Will. I'm doing a lot of stuff. Periscope, Twitter. I'm just out there. I believe that people need to actually see it. I think it gives motivation and inspiration to others. A lot of people have a problem when people post a lot of stuff when they're doing community work. Some people do it to boast in themselves, but I believe that it's purely motivational for others to see exactly what you're doing and how effective it is.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks for the work you've done in Rochester and continue to do. We're going to leave you with just part of a video. You want to introduce it?
This is I Ain't Trippin', video shot here right in Rochester.
Sky come down, it's all good, I ain't worried, ain't tripping. Choppers going off in my hood, I ain't worried, ain't tripping. What I got to fear, dog, I ain't worried, ain't tripping. Won't lose no sleep, long as you with me, yeah, it's all good. Won't stress, can't do it. Got all this grace on me, wouldn't run if I could. Look, even if I should lose my life, it's all good. Now you ain't gotta worry about me, my soul set free, cause I got that blood on me. No, I ain't really tripping off blood. Ain't tripping, can't be tripping on nothing when I walk about faith. You can't get me out of my zone, get up out of my face. Man, I done been through it all. I done been through it all since God gave the call. Giants was coming, so I got the gun, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yo, I been a problem since Tyler. Jesus caught me when I tried to dodge him, tried to bob and weave him, even tried to box him, but eternal death was just not an option. So I put my faith in him, all of that grace in him. They almost said R.I.P., but now it's M.O.G., so you know I'm going straight for the win. Ain't no stressing, dog, got my weapon drawn. The devil stepping, got a lesson for him. 66 Smith and Wesson form, it's all spiritual, it's no flesh involved. So if them choppers start dumping and them youngers start thugging, but the blood is really for me, then I treat them like Rich Montana, ain't worried about nothing. Sky come down, it's all good, I ain't worried, ain't tripping. Choppers going off in my hood, ain't worried, ain't tripping. What I got to fear, dog, ain't worried, ain't tripping.